Man, what's good? Y'all tapping into part 2. Urban Moguls will be right here. We drop the most game. Man, before we start this interview, need y'all to hit that subscribe button, that like button, that notification bell, and go back watch part 1 if you haven't already. It's free to subscribe. Remember that. Alright? Fucking up. Bitch. We right here with Danielle from 1015 Management and Project Level. Go ahead and let the people know what it's like to be a leader.
Man.
We'll start off with that.
Okay. Being a leader is tough because you have to get up every day for the people that you're leading.
Right.
And when you're having a bad day, you still got to get up. If you're not feeling good, you still got to get up. If you're feeling discouraged, you still got to get up, you know?
Yeah.
And that's hard sometimes, like, especially when you don't have somebody else to help refuel you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but it's amazing at the same time because it's like you really set the tone for what it is that you want in life.
Yeah.
And for me, I've tried to do a 9-to-5. I've tried to put myself in these situations where I can work in a corporation or just be a boss in another situation. But I love the music industry.
Yeah.
And if I can't be there, I'm going to create what I want. And I think that's the best part of being a leader is creating a pathway for yourself,
Right.
sticking to it, making the most of it. You're really kind of dictating what you want your future to be. It might not be exactly how you want it to come out, but it's going to be close enough,
Yeah.
right? You know, like, so yeah.
So, how would you say you found your niche in the music? Because I know besides the fact of you being with Rich and all the, being around music and stuff, how did you know where you wanted to go in the music business? Because there's so many different things you could do.
Right. So I actually started off being a wardrobe stylist before I met Rich. So that was my introduction to the music industry. I was in LA doing wardrobe styling for B2K and Immature, just a bunch of artists back then. Yeah, it was cool. And then I found my first love, which was makeup. So I became a makeup artist. And I was
not rich.
well, I actually did his makeup. But I was doing a lot of music videos, a lot of hip hop, like award shows. I worked for BET. I was doing makeup for a TV show on there. So I went through that. Then I got pregnant with our middle child, Bianca. And from there, I was at a video shoot with E40, Too Short, and Rich, and the Hood Stars. I'm like 8 months pregnant, on my feet for 15 hours doing makeup. And I'm like, yeah, so what's going to happen after I have this baby, right? Like, I'm not going to be able to bring the baby to set. So I was like, okay, I need to shift. Like, I can't do this anymore. So from there, I was doing event planning, just doing a lot of weddings.
Or you just dove into it?
Yeah, because I always have these like overlapping things that I like to do.
Yeah.
So some of them were hobbies, and then they became like opportunities, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I started getting paid to do it, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep doing it. Yeah, and then it's like, but then I kept finding things that I didn't like about doing it, and then I was like, so what's next? What's close to it? Because they all kind of fell into each other.
Right.
They were different, but then they had their similarities. So then after I was doing event planning, I just kind of fell in love with marketing.
Right.
And I was like, okay, this is what I love.
So you wouldn't say you had no plan A, plan B, plan C, in case you fell backwards, you know?
Plan B is to reinforce plan A. So that's all it ever was. So I was going to always be in the music business.
Right.
I was going to be behind the scenes, supporting in one facet or another. This is all I was ever going to do.
Okay. When it comes to Project Level, I want to touch base on that too, because you know that's big. It's motivating and whatnot. What made you guys? Because it's both of you guys, right? Not just you.
Yep, it's both.
What made you guys want to take that route? Because you know we need more of that in all the hoods and what's it called? just all ghettos in the
Right,
nation.
right,
You feel me?
right.
We need more of that. You know, give people more outlets. Kids, especially the kids, more outlets. You know, because we don't got those kind of avenues, and we don't got people telling you how to do things. You know, you're just a product of your environment, and what you see, that's what you become.
Right.
Most of the time. You know what I mean?
So honestly, it's very much what you said. So when I got with Rich, he kind of hit the ground running with his career. So I came right along, and I was like supporting everything he had going on. Then he was on tour, so then we were always gone. And every time he came back to the Bay, especially San Francisco, another one of his young homies was dead. Another one went to jail, and it's just like it became the saddest story. And then at one point, he was like, "All right, let's bring them with us."
Yeah.
And we did, and that was kind of crazy because things was happening on the road. I'm like, okay, wait, you could take them out the hood, but they still gonna be buck wild.
Exactly.
So there was a lot of that going on, right? So then I was like, Rich was like, okay, we need to figure something out. So the mayor of San Francisco, her name is London Breed. She used to run this building called the African American Art and Culture Complex. And Rich grew up across the street in the Banneker Homes. So we were visiting his mom one day, and he went to the parking lot and ran into London. And she was like, "Hey, Rich, I need you to come back. Like, these kids need you." They had a studio in there. So he's like, "The kids need you. Like, let's get the studio back open." And he was like, "It's cool. The studio is cool." But he's like, "We got to teach them more because what are they going to do with all this music? Like, what skills are they going to take away?" She was like, "Whatever you want to do, build it. Let's make it happen." So from there, he came to me. He was like, "I want to open a school." And I'm like, "A school? Like, are you serious?" Like, you know, we're heavy in the music, you know, traveling. We on tour. We're television appearances. But he's like, "I want to open a school. Like, I want to teach these young people how to be prepared for whatever opportunities come their way."
Right.
And I was like, "You say it, that's what we're going to do." And from there, I kind of drew up a blueprint for Project Level of everything that we've experienced, the things that we've learned, all the resources we had. I was like, this is what we're going to teach. We're going to really teach young people how to take their creative talents and really create a platform for themselves.
What are some of those things?
So we have like film and photography. We have fashion design, music, of course. That was the number one draw.
Yeah.
And we have marketing and then dance, but we ended up clumping them up and just calling it social media marketing. Yeah. So those are our departments of Project Level.
And doing my research, you know, you got some kids who actually flourish from there.
Right.
And they make a name for themselves and, you know, go on with their careers successfully. Can you name a couple of those people just so people get more familiar with it?
Right. So we actually discovered 24K Golden. He came through our doors. We gave him an internship, and he worked with us and our students for the summer. And right after that, we introduced him to his management, who took him to the next level, got him signed. And he, you know, he's multi-platinum artist. He's doing his thing. It's amazing. We have Jasmine Corley, who we met at the age of 13. And it's funny, when you asked me in part one, you're like, what do you suggest for people to do when they're you know, nervous, they don't know what to do? Jasmine, and she'll laugh because I always say this, but we used to call her the trembling chihuahua, right? Because every time she walked through the door, she was so scared. She didn't want to be talked to. She didn't want to be picked. Like, we couldn't, like, your turn. Like, she wasn't ready for that. So, but we worked with her so much and kept nurturing her, and now she is this amazing social media star that's doing her thing. She's an actress, a model. She's done campaigns for like Nike, Puma, Foot Locker. We're always like closing some new bags. So
that's the beauty of it, when you get to mold someone at a young age, and, you know, because you see the potential in them.
Right.
I guess how does that make you feel? You know, stuff like that.
It's the most fulfilling thing ever. I've never wanted anything but to see success. And that's personal success. That doesn't mean that they need to become this mega superstar, but I want them to feel confident in whatever they do in life. And to see the young people who came through our doors, now our parents that are graduating college, they're having these amazing jobs. So many opportunities came from their experiences with Project Level. That is fulfilling. We haven't lost a young person. We've only been able to just see them find their place in this world.
Right.
And if anything we wanted from this, that's all. Yeah. It was that.
Shit, I did good. I said, what I was gonna say is, you know, being a female, being a boss lady, what kind of advice can you give to females who just ain't confident? You know, because it takes a certain mindset to be in, I guess you could say, a man's game. But you know, just be that boss lady.
Look, man, you gotta. It's a lot, because there was this list that came out a few weeks ago, and it was only one woman on the list, right? And it was like the Power 30 of the Bay, and I wasn't offended because of me. I was offended because I'm like, do you know how many dope ass women are doing something in the Bay Area and they're not even being showcased? And part of it is because we are so humble, and we're just like, we're just gonna get the work done and just do that and not worry about any accolades or recognition. But then it holds us back from people understanding and recognizing what we do and like how powerful we are. So to all my women out there, like, you just gotta push through. Like I no matter what is going on in life, you just gotta push through. You like I said, jump. Yeah, go ahead. No, I was gonna say jump off the cliff. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I wasn't confident, and I still lack confidence in certain spaces, but I'm like, but I do know what I'm talking about. I have the proven track record. And so outside of that, you can't tell me what I know what I know. And you can't tell me differently. And that's where my confidence lies. So when you want to do something, just make sure you know what you're talking about. Make sure you can back it up. And people gonna hate, people gonna doubt you. But if you know your stuff, you're gonna be fine.
Would you say it's not only about the bag then?
No, no. So look, check this out. Got to be about that bag. Well, you know what I'm saying? But you got to have passion first. If you're not passionate, the bag is never going to come. Because it is, and it's not going to be as lucrative as you want it to be. If you're not passionate about what you want to do, it's not going to trickle in like you need it to. Like, the bag is important because as a woman, going back to that humble humility, like, we will take less because we feel like, oh, should I ask for this? Like, no, like, know your worth. You know how much time it took for you to put this together. You know the results of it. Ask for your top dollar, and don't bargain. You know what I'm saying? So like, but that's the confidence piece. But it took me a long time. And here's the thing that I learned: when people tried to shortchange me, I had to think about, because it was hard for me to say no. But I'm like, wait. Am I taking food out of my kid's mouth? Nope, I can't do it. And that's how I was able to start saying no. Like, yeah, I'm cool. Like, if you don't want to give me what I'm worth, then I just can't, take time away from my family. Like, I have kids that need my attention and love and time. And when you want me to do something for you, but you don't want to give me what I deserve, then I started feeling confident saying no. And women, sometimes we have a hard time saying no. Because we want to please. And we're also like, we have this superwoman complex. Hate that so much, because I'm like, I'm starting to let that go. Like, yes, I can do everything, but I don't want to.
Man, say that. Yeah. Real quick before we close this thing out, you dropping a lot of game, and I hope everybody's picking up what you putting down. Real quick, just a message or some motivation you could give to the ladies out there. I wouldn't say the man, but if you a man, just soak up game. But for the ladies specifically, what kind of empowerment can you give them?
Bet on yourself. Like, don't take whatever no's you get, accept them and keep going, because you're going to get 1,000 no's. And when you get that yes, it's going to be so fulfilling. And for me, it took a lot of no's and a lot of rejection, but I didn't stop. So bet on yourself, keep going, and jump off the cliff.
10 toes down. Come on now, it's in you, not on you.
Period.
Man, with that being said, I'm gonna need y'all to hit that subscribe button, that like button, that notification bell. Rewind this, watch it, soak up game. You might miss something. Go back to part 1.
Share this.
All that, exactly, man. Y'all tapping into Urban Moguls with B. Right here, we drop the most game, man. Let's go.